Another week and happy Wednesday. Today, I'm going to share with you an interesting exploration that I've done. This is the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time zone, and here on this show, I'm sharing different tips, methods, tools, inspiration and motivation. How can you make your life more balanced? How can you create success in all areas of your life? And of course, in this very dynamic and very quickly changing world, we need to start to utilize what is really given to us by Creator. And today I'm having a very interesting conversation with you about an ancient technology, intuitive technology, Dowsing, and also compare it to a artificial intelligence of different methods of providing us a sequence of wording and something that we now start to use every day. So what is dowsing? So dowsing system is a system of using pendulum. Pendulum is a device that can actually help you to increase your sensitivity to feel the flow of energy. Is it flowing very freely? Is it blocked? Is it, restricted? Is it how intense it is and how it is distributed through the space? So there's many different use of this technology in our everyday life. So I believe in very ancient times people have been using it widely, and they've been really relying their decisions and their actions on this very old technology. But then of course we kind of diverted from this naturally inbuilt navigation system towards using different technology that is actually outside of us, and we start to use in our industrial ages all the technologies and mechanism, and now of course we widely start to use the artificial intelligence. So this technology is so widely used. It has a really unlimited number of applications in our everyday life in any situation, and it's not really that hard to learn. It seems like it is very simple. It is simple, but it also hard to in a form that it requires us to actually empty our mind, completely empty our mind of all the bias as to what the outcome needs to be, or how we assume the outcome needs to be. So this is the hardest part I found in learning dowsing, that our mind is always staying on a way and have the expectations how the result and outcome of this analysis needs to be. So using pendulum, or using our using pendulum to help us to activate and improve our sensitivity is as anything else, is practicing and having the discipline to prepare your own instrument, your body, to be able to cleanse and drop your mind to the level that you don't have any expectations and any bias that you have as to how it needs to be, when and what, and all of these questions that our mind is always placing in front of us. As in any situation, I was explaining in my previous episodes about intuition versus logic. So this is the same kind of issue, and I think in our current evolution, we of course lost the trust in ourselves. As in the past very ancient times, people have been using their own instrument possibly without even a pendulum. They've been just sensing the energy through their body, and they could really identify how the energy is flowing, what direction it's flowing, what intensity it's having. Is this is affecting positively or negatively? How it is affecting all the other environment around us? But of course, with all of our direction focusing on external devices, focusing on external knowledge, expertise, on external recommendations and instructions, we slowly lost the trust in our own system. But this is the most important part of dowsing. So dowsing is a system of completely letting go of your own preconceived ideas of how the outcome of what it's going to do. So I have been learning dowsing with my brain and healing science education when I was going for 4 years back and forth to America and practicing with my clients. So I know exactly how to use dowsing with clients, and I've been using it for a number of years now, and it's really a very reliable navigation system. And I used it in a framework of the brain and healing science with the individual clients, face to face and also in a distance. And it is an amazing system and technology to give us unlimited information. So then, as you maybe know, this January, I also wanted to know how to use dowsing outside of the only human system. I learned how to use dowsing on a wider scale in a big sites and properties and houses and apartments. So it's a little different framework, but the base, of course, is the same. It is the preparation of the instrument, which is our body, which needs to be a very open and very clear instrument of allowing that connection, allowing the connection of our sensitivity of the muscles to the universal consciousness that is actually giving us answers on the question. So this particular technology with dowsing outside, of the human system. I mean, in just properties and sites and in different situations, it can be used unlimitedly, completely without any limit or boundaries. For example, it can be used for your own needs and for your own health. It can be used to help other people. So it can be used pointing directions. It can be used map dowsing. This is what I mean about dowsing of the sites. Map dowsing is very, very interesting and very important skill to have, because that can help us to locate a person, locate a pet, locate some lost item, or anything that is lost can be found by map dowsing. So it can help to locate your own next home if you want to really build your home, or buy the home that you are sure that is yours. You can do that too. Then, of course, the tracking is very, very interesting direction of this dowsing system, where you can actually track a lost person, or you can track a pet, an animal, or anything that moves, a car, right? So then You also can use this dowsing for to make your home a very safe place, to make your office a very safe place, because this is can really assist yourself with what and how you need to have supportive energy flow around you, and how you can eliminate different blocks and different limitations. Someone is saying hello, hello. Thank you for being here. This is very important, very, very interesting subject that really I believe that many people need to start to learn to actually assist themselves in their own life, and also assist their loved ones and other people, because this is the most reliable system, as I found, as using pendulum for many, many years now with healing modality that I am specializing is. I also now start to practicing and get myself mastering this dowsing with different sites. So the geopathic zones that can be dowsed and can be identified and find as earth energies, positive and negative, right? The successful use of for doing dowsing lays um, uh, in the ability to ask a right question. Again, the higher the quality and more specific the question you can ask when you start dowsing, the better the outcome and more specific and reliable outcome it will be. For example, if you ask pendulum to point to the north, well, if you ask a pendulum, where is the north, right? Well, it's a really a not specific question. It seems specific, but this could be maybe nearby or somewhere else a person under the surname of North, right? Or this could be a company that have a name, North, inventions or something. So that the pendulum actually will be showing you indirect directions. But the right question is, the right question is basically, where is the polar north or the magnetic north? That is much more correct and very specific question. And then, of course, when you ask that question, then the pendulum will show you exactly where is the polar north direction is. So the same as you can imagine with anything else. If you try to find something in a big, large space, well, then it would be better to actually create a scale and create a grid of that space, either in a triangle shape, it's called triangulation, or the squaring, the square, grid above that side. And of course, you start to dowse in more specifically within these, spaces of the certain boundaries. And the right question is to ask, is it in this square or is it in this corner? So we need to kind of narrow the search and narrow and make more specific the questions that we're asking in order for us to find some. So I started to practicing on my big property, 89 acres, and I asked someone to hide something somewhere within these 89 acres, and then I just asked in what area, let's say in 89 acres, the person hided an object which is only within the area of 30 acres. Well, then I will dowse and I find exactly that place, regardless of the size of the object. It could be just a simple ring, hide it within 89 acres of land, and I can find this object, right? How awesome is this? So we all can learn how to dowse, but the hardest thing, as I found and as I already mentioned a couple of times, is release and cleanse your mind about any bias as to how and what and when and where the result needs to be. So it will show you exactly, it will guide you, it will point exactly where it is. And also, of course, we can count the intensity of the energy flow. Either it is a negative polarity or the positive polarity. So there's many very specific deep questions, and we can go deeper and deeper and deeper, and that will actually tell us exactly. Well, that's how the map dowsing is done, and different questions about the negative low frequency magnetic field can be found out, not only the direction but also the intensity of it. That's negative low frequency electromagnetic field can be found, again, not only direction but intensity, the radiation level, all the other little different characteristics. We all can find that. So this system is very reliable. I live this and I check this all the time, not only with my clients, but also within the boundaries of my property. And now I would like to talk a little bit about our artificial intelligence, and especially all these very funky, awesome tools of, say, Chat GTP, where you ask a question. Again, the quality of answer depend on the quality of question you ask, but the question only can be asked with a quality and deepness and the level of curiosity only can be asked from your own inner deepness, right? And the answer will be given, seems like, on that same deepness. But what the warning about using fully and not checking this results of the artificial intelligence, especially the language generating applications, is that it is a it is a almost like it's a mirroring yourself. And the facts that sometimes this application is showing are not reliable. We need to check this. If there is some references on someone's, you need to really check in this, because it's mirroring your own knowledge. It mirrors your own a deepness of consciousness, I would say. And also the algorithm of these programs is to actually generate the wording in a way that it is having millions of possibilities. And it seems like it's kind of going around and around and around this question that you asked, but it is not authentic. It's really only a mirroring your level of understanding and knowledge of that subject. So it is a useful tool. It is useful tool, but it needs to be checked, and also, of course, it needs to be used carefully. What I believe from my own experience, it is helpful tool in a practical way. It can give you information. It can give you some written wording and paragraphs that you possibly can use, but at the same time you are the much more reliable instrument, rather than this algorithmic patterned applications that we're having now everywhere around us. And we actually dive in deeply into this usage of this tools around us, but I believe that this is something that we lost through the years of being refocusing to the external and outside information and knowledge and expertise of someone else. We constantly take in our own intuitive feelings and guidance, and we kind of stopped trusting it. We become a really dependent on this on this I would say the confirmation, the validation of the external sources, the validation of other people. We constantly rely on that external endorsement and validation of what we doing and having intention, and we don't trust yourself, and that's why we lost that most amazing and reliable system of the intelligent technology, which is Dowsing, and we dive into some sort of tools that are actually only reflecting our own deepness of knowledge and reflecting back only the algorithmic and patterned combination of the wording around what you are asking. So I wish you all well, and really start to do your own learning of dowsing. It's really simple. You just get your pendulum and start to ask the questions and drop your mind and establish your own response of that, and also practice your muscles of the fingers to feel the energy going through that pendulum, because pendulum is a device that is acting as an amplifier of the flow of energy. And then, of course, when you train your system in you build your high sense perception, there's a possibility that you don't need pendulum. You will feel it through your own intuitive body, your tool itself. Thank you so much for being here today with me, and I really would like to encourage you to start to use it in your life in a very simple, very basic way of just asking a simple question. If you feel unwell, just ask yourself a simple question. Is it allergic? Maybe possibly you don't know that you have some allergy for something, and maybe you just start to really point at the food or nuts or whatever you eat in there, and ask the pendulum, is this is food that I'm having allergy from, and you will find exactly what make you feel not well. So that's how simple it is, and you can use it in your everyday life in any situation, and then practice and practice and practice, and then eventually you will start to have this inbuilt in you, instead of allowing someone else inbuilt in us some sort of artificial intelligence and parts or particles of these devices that could be controlled by someone else from outside. Thank you so much, and all the best. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. Bye.